I'm forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams. Severe thunderstorm warning just issued now for Livingston and parts of Washtenaw counties. I'll track it and tell you exactly when it will be in your neighborhood in just minutes.
Also, first at 4, take a look at this man carefully. He is a person of interest in 2 attacks on women, one of them deadly. What police want you to know this afternoon. And a top Ford executive behind bars accused of trying to burn some luxury items at his home. We'll tell you what that's all about. First at 4 starts now.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4 in the past hour, we've been tracking a tornado warning for Lapeer County. Also a risk of severe weather that will linger in southeast Michigan for the next few hours. We did just get a new warning, so let's get right back to meteorologist Kim Adams.
That warning is for the southern part of Livingston County and also Washtenaw County, in effect until 5 o'clock tonight. We'll go in a bit tighter for you here, and it's moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour. Howell, Brighton, just to the north of the warning, but still getting a thunderstorm. So if you live in Howell or Brighton, even though it's probably thundering and lightning and pouring down rain, you are not within that severe thunderstorm box. It is this cell right here, moving to the east-southeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So here's where it puts it. Hamburg at 418, Webster also 418. It will be in Ann Arbor in 30 minutes. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5 o'clock tonight. We mentioned at the top of the show there was a tornado warning earlier today that was north of I-69 in parts of Lapeer and Tuscola counties. Radar indicated it was not sighted. That expired at 3:30. As we widen the view, still dry here in the city of Detroit. We've got one little cell just to the south of Lake Orion that is not severe. Unlike a line of thunderstorms that pushes to the east, this is a multi-cell event, meaning it's like popcorn pop-up showers and thunderstorms. So cells here, cells there, cells up here. So even though there's nothing right now in Wayne County, it doesn't mean something won't just pop up. But we are tracking the one right now for this box right here. That's that yellow severe thunderstorm warning box. It's for the extreme southern part of Livingston County. It does include Hamburg, but does not include Brighton and Howell. It does include Webster, Unadilla. It is moving to the east-southeast pretty quickly at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. High winds and large hail, the 2 primary threats from this cell right here. I'll be back with a look at the rest of the forecast, and also we'll talk more about some of the other thunderstorms popping up in parts of St. Clair and Sanilac counties. Both those counties still under severe thunderstorm warnings until 4:15.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you, Kim. We do have some breaking news on the legal battle over Aretha Franklin's handwritten wills. An Oakland County jury decided both documents are valid. That ruling would normally mean the latest document overrides any past versions. It is a win for Franklin's sons, Cal Franklin and Edward Franklin, who were pushing for a 2014 document to control the estate. Franklin's 4 sons will still share the estate, but there are some differences in how things are distributed. More on what the ruling means on Local 4 News at 5. Also, there's been a devastating twist in the investigation of an attack on a woman outside of a Target in Troy. A person of interest in that case is now wanted for questioning in a murder in Detroit that happened overnight. We did hear from police a short time ago. Kimberly Gill joins us now with a new photo of the man both departments want to question. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. The police departments in Troy and Detroit are looking to talk to this man. He's identified as 31-year-old Andrew Hall. He's considered armed and dangerous. This whole chain of events started last Friday night. We first told you Monday on Local 4 News at 6 about the attack outside the Target at Coolidge and Maple. Troy police say a woman was going to her car when a man punched her in the face and threatened her with a gun. We showed you surveillance photos from that incident that were a little bit hard to see there. But this afternoon, we received this photo of Andrew Hall. Troy police call him a person of interest in that attack. Detroit police also want to talk to him about the murder of a woman in the 300 block of West McNichols. Investigators believe photos from both scenes are a match. Detroit police sending a message to Hall and to anyone who might see him.
Mr. Hall is watching. I would encourage him to make arrangements to turn himself in. Right now we have a lot of law enforcement resources that are working very diligently to take him into custody. But again, he should be considered armed and dangerous. If anybody sees him, I would encourage them not to approach them himself, but instead call 911, call the police.
Now, Detroit police didn't give any details on the woman's death, but they believe the victim and Hall met at the location and had some sort of confrontation. Their investigation continues at this hour.
It's really interesting with two different departments looking for the same guy. Do we know anything about motive at this point?
Not so much. The assistant chief says they don't know what the motive might be at this time, but stress that the main goal right now is to get Andrew Hall into custody for questioning. So we'll have an update and we'll look into his criminal background too when you join us for Local 4 News at 5.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Kim. Well, the federal case against the man accused of kidnapping and killing 2-year-old Winter Cole Smith will move forward. Rashad Trice was in a federal courtroom in Grand Rapids today. No cameras allowed there. He is accused of attacking Winter's mother and kidnapping the little girl from her Lansing home. The child's body was found in Detroit days later. Today, an FBI agent testified about text messages Trice sent to family members saying, quote, "I love y'all, but I have to end this," and she's gone. If convicted of a kidnapping resulting in a death charge, Trice faces a mandatory life sentence or could be eligible for the death penalty. One of the top executives at Ford is behind bars, facing charges after an alleged domestic violence altercation at his home. Frank Louis Victor is the CEO of Ford Next and vice president of new business platforms for the company. Oakland County officials say the incident happened at his home on July 8th. He's accused of trying to set 2 luxury handbags on fire. Louis Victor is charged with arson and assault with a dangerous weapon. He is expected back in court July 18th. We did ask Ford to comment on that story, Louis Victor's status with the company. Ford did release a statement saying, quote, "We are aware of what has been reported in the press, but it would be inappropriate to comment on personal matters." When we last checked, Louis Victor remains behind bars on a $25,000 cash bond. The race for Senator Debbie Stabenow's seat in Michigan will feature a touch of Hollywood. Actor Harper is best known for roles on CSI, New York, and The Good Doctor. He's also earned a law degree from Harvard and has owned a house in Detroit for years. Hill is a Democrat making his first campaign stops in Detroit. He's showing videos of his commitment to the state long before he decided to run. Harper also spelling out some of his goals.
We will support business creation. We will support access to quality, affordable health care. We will support not saddling students with crippling lifelong student loan debt. It is an abomination that we're living in a time that student loan debt has for the first time outpaced the aggregate credit card debt.
Harper is the 6th Democrat to announce he is running for Stabenow's seat after she decided not to run again. Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin was the first to announce her bid back in February. Other candidates in the Democratic primary include former Detroit State Rep Leslie Love, also Pamela Pugh, who is on the State Board of Education, businessman Nasser Beydoun, and attorney Zach Burns. Michigan remains a must-win state for both parties as they battle for control in the U.S. Senate. A local nonprofit says it's blowing up. That is a quote, and they mean blowing up in a good way. The St. Vincent Sarah Fisher Center has made numerous moves in its nearly 200-year history, but their new location on Detroit's east side is really something special. Paula Tutman got to experience why.
So the really cool thing about this is a brand new house, in a sense. Thank you, Phineas. I appreciate that. Can you imagine an organization that's been around for almost forever, never owning its own place? Well, now they do. It's even got that brand new car smell. And the first thing they wanted to do was, get things dirty.
You can use this like you would pen and paper.
Today, iconic guests at the St. Vincent Sarah Fisher Center on Detroit's east side. Pewabic pottery.
And then I give it a good little smush.
I'm doing like a height, and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is summer learning camp.
There's nothing to do really at my house. I'm usually bored.
I would be doing watching TV and playing with my toys and stuff. But now I'm in here and now I'm playing and painting, so I can have so much fun.
This is an organization that has prided itself in helping people find their way, get educated, feel accepted. Like Michaela, who knows what it's like when some grown-ups don't listen.
If I'm at school, I ask one of my teachers what this is, and they're like, "You didn't know what this word is? It's easy." And I was like, "No."
But that's not the case here.
I got better of learning and spelling writing, my math getting better.
For nearly 180 years, this organization has never before had a place to call its own.
We've been around since 1844. And this is the very first time they were able to come in and say, this is our new home. And now we're welcoming ourselves into the community and letting other people know that we're here for them.
With city and state contracts, a few small grants, and corporate sponsorships, everything remains free to the public. And with its new digs, it has the ability to grow its programming. Christine Skyner works for Freudenberg, an international manufacturing and technology conglomerate. St. Vincent Sarah Fisher Center had an important impact on her life as a child.
My parents always taught us, to whom much is given, much is expected.
So she brought it to the attention of her employers, who dove in with monies for programs.
When we were able to bring funds through my company to Pewabic as well as to Sarah Fisher, you know, that's how you make changes in the city.
Yeah, so I'm still wearing my ceramics making duds right here, but that's what they need more of. Corporate and business sponsorships, volunteers, but also people. Think of Gratiot Avenue. Here's Van Dyke. Center's right here. Take a look at their brand new digs. They've got children and adults learning services. They want people to just come in, wander in, say hello, see what they have to offer, and see how they can help you. Karen?
All right, love this story. Thanks, Paula, appreciate it. Still ahead first at 4, it is a problem this neighborhood can't shake after about 10 years. You won't believe the story behind this Florida sinkhole. Also, Barbie has company at the box office. A big movie chain is seeing an unusual trend in ticket sales. We'll explain. But first, the big bank caught double dipping and breaking the law. Customers are in line for some compensation. We've got that story next.